Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Anything Blows. My name is Andrew Dika, and today I'm proud to be joined by Eli Frankham. Eli, 1 week on from last week, from your last outing in the main event against Michael Hunter. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Like I said, like you just said there, it's been 7 days, been a week, and still pretty raw. Like never I've had a defeat before, so I don't know how I was going to feel, and especially in the fashion that I've lost that fight. But yeah, listen, I don't feel as bad as I did the next day and the day after. Like it's got a bit easier each day, and like people said, you'll start finding positives each time, probably each day or as time goes on. But yeah, still pretty. Listen, man, I'm gutted. I'm still gutted, but. Um, We just got to get on to the next one, mate. And just jump back on the horse.
And let's talk about it there. Before we go on to the past and what built up to that night, we'll head straight into it. Do you believe that everyone says you got up about the eighth, the ninth second? Do you believe it should have continued, or did the ref make the right call, or do you think it's what's the word? It's what do they call it? Sorry, my bad, I'm losing my mind.
Controversial, controversial.
Controversial.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry. Do you think it was a controversial decision?
yeah. I do. Listen, I'm not just saying it because it's me. If we were watching that on the telly, and I do believe we've all seen it happen. It happens. It's part of boxing. It happens. So I don't want to go on and on and on about it and take it away that I lost the fight. But so many times you see a fighter down and out, like hurt, and then when they do, and I mean stumble to their feet and barely hold themselves up at 8 or 9, the ref will get their gloves, wipe it on his top, look him in the eyes. Are you okay to continue? They have that chance. Or the disappointment and the frustration I had was I've watched that clip back. I'm not even exaggerating, 50 plus times before I spoke about it because I wanted to be sure that the sequence that I was seeing, and that's the sequence of events that happened, is that I got up at 8, the bell rang, then he waved it off. So, like, it's down as 2 minutes 59 of round number 4 is when the fight got called off. Technically, it wasn't because the round had ended. Look, I don't want to sit and slag the ref off. I was very frustrated. I'm sure you see rings, so I was very verbal with the ref, and I had a lot of emotions going. Like I was high. Like yeah, I said what I said, and I stand by what I believe in is the wrong. It was wrong, like the wrong decision. But the only thing I apologise for was the way I acted afterwards. So I don't apologise for getting it wrong because I still believe what I believe. And so many people have said to me, look, I've not met anyone that's agreed with the ref yet. So the only people that have agreed with the ref are people that said maybe it was in hindsight the best thing to do. They said because obviously your knee or because Michael Hunter's a good finisher and he could have come out in the next round and finished you off. But listen, we'll never know what would have happened now. No one knows what would have happened. I know what my recovery. Listen, I've never been hurt like that before because, as it says, the first time I've been dropped and it's the first time I've been put down and I've never been like out. And listen, I recovered in seconds. And I'm not going to lie about it. Look, now we're here and it's said and done. I was like, when I went down and first went down, I didn't realize how heavy I went down. So I was probably out for 3 or 4 seconds, but that spirit and drive and heart and determination inside me, I recovered in 3 seconds. And I was talking to my corner while on one knee. That maybe that's inexperience, to be fair. Maybe I should have looked at the ref and told him I was okay. But I see John Faxon in the corner with a towel in his hand. And I just panicked because I thought he's going to chuck it, like he might chuck it in. So I was just telling him, I'm like, Judd, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I remember repeating it, I'm good, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm getting up. And then I got up at 8, bell goes, fight gets waved off. But listen, it's done, it's done. Just, yeah, sound like a broken record probably, but that is the sequence in it's just facts. If you can go and watch the video, it's facts. That's exactly how it happened. Listen, there's another story how I got up. It's a completely different story how I got up. But I got up nonetheless.
And something I want to mention there, when you say controversial, it's as tough as it gets because I want to say one point is you look at the Usyk Fury first outing, the eighth round. If that was any other fight, I believe it
Oh
would have
my
been
God,
stopped. For
100%.
yeah, for
And I
for
do
the
believe,
fight
yes,
it
I go on.
was. No, you go on, you go
No, and I do believe if that was the other way around, Michael would have been given his chance.
on. So, do you believe, for what I'm saying for that matter, do you believe it's how highly contested the bout is? The fact that it was a heavyweight championship fight, the undisputed, the fact it's Tyson Fury, and do you feel like we know in this sport, A side, B side, who's the bigger name on paper, etc., who needs it more, blah, blah, blah. But do you feel like, okay, I'll ask you that two ways. One, do you feel like it's because of the contest, and if it was a heavyweight world title, that it would have been gone on and they would have allowed you to retract to your corner? And then two, do you believe it's because the level of the event, or it doesn't play into factor that?
I I think it's a mixture of the two. So yeah, it's a good question. I think it could be a mixture of the two. I do believe that if it was the other way around, like I just said, Michael would have been given his chance. I feel like a ref has to take into consideration if a fighter's been hurt at previous rounds and that. Michael never hurt me until the shot before he dropped me. Um, a ref also has to take into consideration if I've been getting beaten up for 4 rounds, fair enough. But let's not forget that I was out boxing and actually out fighting even when we're close. I was out working him, and Michael was actually looking the more that he started to get a bit flagged. And like when I was close with him, I thought, I knew he'd flew in late, and I knew these things. I thought if I get him by 6, 7 rounds, I thought he's only going to come down. I'm going to ride. I've got a good engine. Um, and everything was starting to favour me. I was growing in confidence. I knew I had the work rate and the output to go with it, and to start going up each round. Every round I got better, and it was only going to get better. But let's not take away from what an incredible punch that Michael landed. He looked for it the whole 4 rounds, and he found it. So he still had a job to do, and he did it. So I'm not discrediting anything Michael done, but um, fucking hell, give me my credit for what I did as well. Do you know what I mean? That's all I asked for.
And then I'll say this to you on a fan standpoint and as an interviewer standpoint. Everyone will say this, and everyone will say you should be proud of yourself for where you've come from, for how far you've come. You've main evented York Hall. You fought the number one ranked heavyweight, someone that went toe to toe with Usyk and lost him for the cruiserweight titles. And yes, all of that, but no one's giving you your credit to say you sold out 500 tickets, you sold out your call, you came to fight, you were winning the majority of those rounds, if not all four of those rounds. It was a competitive outing, and that was your night to shine, as well as it was Michael's chance to return to the United Kingdom, Michael's chance after a year out. Like I say again, as an interviewing standpoint and as a fan standpoint, where is that? Oh, Eli, you should be proud of yourself. But then
Yeah,
also, do you
mate.
not feel like this should have been your gateway to get to the
Yeah,
top?
hey, honestly, you're probably the first person that said that and understood. That's all I've heard for like, especially the first couple of days. Those close to me, those further afield. I've got so many people. I'm so grateful that have messaged me. I don't know. They've contacted me. People have added me on, follow me on social media. So many people have contacted me, saying those exact things, and it's right. And I'm so grateful for the kind words and the support. But inside, I am fit. Those exact words you just said. That's all I can feel. So when I'm gutted, everyone's saying you shouldn't be gutted, but you don't understand. I done it like everything was set in stone. That was there. Like me, I was so confident. I've seen videos of the ring walk where people have done it from the crowd. Like he's up for this. It's unbelievable. And then like video footage of the fight, and I'm like, can't believe how confident he is. I can't believe he's doing this. Well, I knew I was always going to do it. I always knew what I could do. I knew the heart I had. Everyone assumes that I can box a little bit and I'm fast for a heavyweight. They don't realise the other stuff I've got that you can't always train, and it's the guts, the determination, the heart, all the rest of it. And I've just got a great following. So all that together was making for a good night. And I didn't get ahead of myself, not once in that fight. Not once did I think this is like too easy or whatever else. Yeah, I thought, right, Michael's flagging a little bit. I'm feeling good. I'm confident. I kept it all harnessed. I kept it all legit. I was doing what I was meant to be doing and more. But it's boxing, isn't it? And Michael pulled out a shot from the gods and finished the fight. So that's all there is to it. I could have been beating him for 9 rounds and it'd have been the same outcome, wouldn't it? But um, like I said, I give a good account of myself. It's still just hard to accept, mate. Do you know what I mean? It's still hard. A loss is a loss. Like someone said, like a good loser is still a loser, isn't he? Um, and that's true. And I can't hide that. Like, so what everyone's saying all these nice things like you've just said there, but when you're a true fighter and you don't want to lose, you just want everything like so bad, like I do. Um, you can't lie to yourself at night. Do you know what I mean? I was going to bed thinking about that fight every night for the last week. And it's the first thing I think about in the morning because it's still fresh. Um, So yeah, it's one of them, mate. But I've got no regrets, and I wouldn't change anything because I give a good account of myself, and I showcase what I have got about me. So
So again, we don't want to keep going on to the fact of what happened. We'll see what we can do from it. But if you would have had a chance, because again, Michael's the A side, or Michael is the bigger name, but it was a
yeah,
home show. You had your fans there. For the
yeah.
rest known, you've sold all the tickets. This is your moment. Do you believe, and I don't mean this in a disrespectful manner, but do you believe if it was a different referee or a different scenario, let's say again, if it was all 9 rounds and it came into the 10th, you'd still be as angry. But do you feel like who's to blame here? Is it the ref to blame? Is it what's to blame here? Or you, like you say, you
I
take it on
just
the chin and you move forward?
I would not like to blame as in as it or point fingers as in anyone other than the ref was like what I mean is by that is like no one influenced anything. The ref he only had like his 8 seconds. He had to make that decision. Okay, so it's only on the ref only. Has the occasion of him being in that fight? Listen, it's the Michael Hunter show. I'm not stupid. When I took the fight, like me and William get on very well. William's story's been good to me, yeah. But I also know that Williams pulled a lot of strings and done what he's done and paid probably a lot of money to have Michael part of his team. Yeah, so I'm not stupid. Do you know what I mean? Like it's the Michael Hunter show. I offered myself to William for this. I was meant to be on the undercard. Do you know what I mean? I was meant to be another home fighter. I chose to go in the away corner. I chose not to. I chose to put my O on the line because it doesn't mean nothing to me that if I've not tested myself and pushed myself to the maximum limits where I know I can go. So listen, we can all go have 30 fights, easy fights, and win 30 and do this. I wanted to push myself and test myself, so and show other people how far I can go. So doing the fights I've been in, I've not been anywhere near that. I went from there completely up to there. There was no in between. I went from literally to below the conference, Sunday League football, to the Premier League in one jumping, and do you know what I mean? That's the leap I took. But I knew what I was doing. I knew what I was getting myself in for, and I just feel like the ref probably let the occasion get to him. And look, people say it's competitive. I'm just going to say as it is. It wasn't going Michael. But listen, Michael had a strategic game plan. Probably thought he was always going to get me with that shot. That's what he said. Me personally, I feel he was more frustrated in there than he let on. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I don't think they expected me to be that good, and I feel like they thought I was going to run away. So when I was actually stood and trading with him in parts, um, so maybe I'd like to think the ref didn't, but maybe he thought, listen, this fight ain't going Michael's way. This is it. Boom, done, finished. We don't know, do we? Only the ref knows that. But I'd like to think that isn't the case, but it's a possibility.
Something you pick up on there is competitive. I want to take it from your perspective. If, let's say, it was a 4 round bout and it got to the end of that bell, would it have been 4-0 or 4-0 to you? Do you think he won all 4 rounds, or do you think what do you think?
No, I actually think Michael took the first round. I think just he threw a bit more, but then we set out to so in the first round, go out and have a look at him, don't do too much, and see what he's got, sort of thing. So the first round was always going to be a giveaway round. I didn't even we didn't intend on doing too much anyway. So I've never lost a round in my professional career. I've won it all fights, all rounds. But over a 10 round fight against a world level fighter, we knew we was going to lose rounds. Like that was just it was inevitable. Like my old off from the off was if I can win 4 of the first 6 rounds, um, then I know my engine will then come into play in the next 4 rounds, and then I'm not chasing anything. So I didn't want to be chasing anything, but the game plan was to see how the first round went. And to be fair, it was nip and tuck, and I think he caught me with a good backhand, a good right hand, and I think that made and a couple of little jabs, and then that was enough. I didn't do much. Second round was close, but I thought I won it. Third round, I won it quite easily. Fourth round was my best round, and I was comfortably in front in the fourth round. So yeah, if I'd have made it to the end of the round, I'd have been 3-1 up. I would have been pretty even with a knockdown, probably a 10-8 round for him. I think the judge from Malta gave me every round, so he even gave me the first round, which I don't agree with. I thought Michael had the second round, but then other judges give the first round to Michael, the second round even, and yeah, so I've seen the scorecards are pretty close, but I was up basically. So
So instead of if buts and maybes and what could have happened. Obviously, like you said, it's gone now, and unfortunately the door's shut on
Yeah.
that because if it did go to the fourth, to the fifth, sorry, and then you continued. But I'll go on to it on this aspect, right? Michael Hunter is calling for the Usyk rematch. We all know how it is to be that home fighter slash away fighter, and you're chasing the big dreams. But now they should understand how it feels in your perspective. Michael said he'll be back at your call in February. You're entitled to a rematch. And I know in boxing, people say rematch is only merited when it's close, not when it's like, oh, someone's won 10 rounds and nothing. It's merited for a reason. Do you think you merit a rematch? And would you be able to have one in February?
100%, a million percent. I spoke to Michael straight away after the fight. I won't lie about it. I even texted him on Instagram. My I've given 22 years to boxing. Okay, so I've never obviously fighters fight for money. That's what we do it for, right? But it's not like I do it purposely for the money only because I box for nothing. And the money I got from Michael, I could probably sell out my hometown on a ticket deal and do and earn more money. Okay, so there wasn't a case of I boxed. So there's a boxing show in my hometown on this Saturday
Mhm.
where I sold out last time, sold out all the tickets, and got not like I could have got the similar money if I boxed here on Saturday and could have boxed the bum and won. Um, so this wasn't about the money for me. I took that fight for opportunity and for the money that could come off it in the future. So what I said to Michael was, go do what you're destined to do, what your potential to do, because it's potential, but only I look, for whatever reason, his career's a little bit like so stale, and I don't know what's going on. But I told Michael, a lot of you people in the UK, me as well, are big fans of yours, but we always wonder like what's ever happened to Michael Hunter. We're all confused. Like 1 minute he's here, 1 minute he's not, then he's here. So what I would love is, and I said this to Michael, if him to go and do what he can do, whether he goes to WBA route, go and try and fight Pulev and then try and get his chance at Usyk, um, and give me a chance. He would have no right to, because then why is he going to, at that level, then want to come down and fight someone the likes of me? But if he's a man of his word and he succeeds and he gives me a shot, then albeit. Because I think I deserve to fight for some real money and for a real title, and I think I deserve that. It's the least I could get out of it. But listen, I'll fight anyone, anytime, any place. It's not an issue. Like I don't do call outs, but honestly, a name's put to me, and the opportunity's there, and the money's all right. Do you know what I mean? It's justifiable. I'm there. It's not an issue. I've told everyone this from the off. Like I think I've proved that fighting Michael on 4 weeks' notice, 5 weeks' notice. Do you know what I mean? Um, how many times you heard fighters say they need 12, 14 weeks for a training camp? All right, I was fighting and I was in a bit of training, but the caliber of fighters I was against, I could only like, do you know what I mean? I work full time. I work 30 odd hours a week, and I work well, it's like at the minute, it's taking me like an hour and 45 minutes to get to work every day, 2 hours and stuff. So I'm commuting 4 hours a day, 3.5 hours a day. I still manage to train twice a day. Sometimes I'm just running on empty, do you know what I mean? And I can still perform how I performed on Friday night. So, um, yeah, when the things arise and the money's right, so I can take that time off work, take some bits and just give it my all, man, because I think I deserve it. And I always give it my all, always train 100%. I never, ever, ever like I live the lifestyle. Do you know what I mean? I eat right. Even though I'm heavyweight, I eat right. I don't eat all junk food. I don't drink alcohol. I probably drink twice a year. Do you know what I'm saying? And one of them times is Christmas, basically. I don't do anything. It's just I live the lifestyle so well, and this is why a lot of my fans that this is why they come, because they're happy to pay their money because they see what I put in. If I was out in the town every Friday and Saturday night, why would they come and watch me when they know I just it's disrespectful. And some fighters may get away with it and may do it, but not me. I'll give it my all, and that's why I've got the fan base I've got.
I'd love to hear that, brother. And just concluding on this segment, just moving on. And that shows a true dedication, and that shows not only inside the ring, great boxer, great physique, but the human being you are outside. Because people need to look up to someone, but they can look up to a fight, they can look up to what they see on TV, but it's a person outside of that ring as well. And also, just concluding, so it was an uppercut, yeah, kind of like a right kind of uppercut. What do you describe and the power? Would you say Michael's the heaviest that you face, and how would you describe his power? Obviously, you
Yeah,
can't go
yeah, definitely.
against, but yeah.
Yeah. Listen, Michael is hard. He never hurt me actually. Some people said to me, "Oh, did he hurt you in any of the round?" Michael never actually hurt me until He hit me with a good straight right hand. It was just before the knockout, so he hit me the other side of the ring with a right hand. My legs went a little bit. I grabbed hold of him. He spun me, and then he hit me with a right uppercut, or left hook, right uppercut, whatever it was. But during the fight, yeah, I respected his power. We know Michael's explosive. He throws from the hip. He throws from ridiculous angles. Like he can throw a punch pretty much from anywhere. To be fair, and he's explosive. But I kept him unsettled with the movement, so I was taking his power away from him as well. And I've been hit by big men before. Do you know what I mean? People need to remember that I've sparred some top fighters before over the years, whether it's 10 years ago, 8 years ago, whenever. So yeah, I've got a good chin, a good engine, sort of like all rounder, mate. Do you know what I mean? And Mike obviously not relies on his power because he's more than that. He's not going to be an Olympian and done well in the Olympics if he didn't. But he probably just thought he knew that he could land a shot, so he landed it. I can't take that away from him. Do you know what I mean? Whatever, if that was his game plan, it worked, didn't it? So,
And concluding this show, what are you most proud of? What do you take from it, and sum it all up?
you know what? I mean, I'm like that in general anyway, but I'm just glad that do you know what? I showed people that I am like gracious and humble in defeat because a lot of people lose and then that's it. Look, I did get a bit annoyed. Did get a bit like a bit arsey and stuff. But people need to understand that that was more aimed at the ref, not because I lost. It was the way I was. If the ref would have waved it off on the count of three when I was in it, when I collapsed down, fair play, fair play. But you let me like give everything in my heart and soul to get up, get to one knee at five. You still can. You're still looking at me. You see me talk to my corner. You then see me get up onto my feet, then call it off. That's why I felt hard done by. But yeah, like a lot of people have said to me that like obviously everyone said how well I did, but the best sort of like thing that people said to me that I conducted myself so well afterwards. Um, so yeah, look, no one likes a sore loser, do they? And I'm far from one, but um, I'm just proud for getting there, man. Just getting to where I got. And then proving myself upon it because everyone said to me like getting there was such a great thing, but like that was my FA Cup final. Getting to the FA Cup final wasn't enough. I wanted to win it, so yeah, it's one of them. But listen, I just send a message out to the people that do look up to me, and if there are young kids out there and that, just don't let anything get in your way. I tell them all the time, it's never too late to follow what you want to dream or goals. Because I was down and out. I'm 32 years old. I was down and out years ago, but some consider I'm starting to become a bit old. But look what I've just done. 3 years ago, I sat in a prison cell talking about only doing nothing close to this. Didn't think I was even going to fight again, but I was adamant that I was going to. But I just thought there's going to be so many barriers in my way. But I just kept chipping away, and I promise you now, it's cliche and it's easy to say when you've been here and done it. But if you just keep dreaming and working hard at whatever it is, I don't care what it is. It could be a job, a career, or whatever it is. It can happen.
And you've kind of answered one of my last questions, which I'll go on to, and I'll ask you again in a minute. So, concluding that segment, I'm going to take you back, and I usually start on this aspect. But Eli Frankham, where did the motivation and desire come from to become a professional boxer? And what age did you start boxing? And talk about your amateur career if you had any.
Yeah, so I used to love I still love football. Football's a big like I love football, but I started off football. So I played football for Peterborough Academy actually,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I got to like 10, my dad said, "Oh, come on, start going to the gym." I didn't want to go boxing, but he was a good boxer and stuff, so I got into the gym, done it a little bit. We used to get beat up in sparring, never liked it, but then I just started coming good after like 6 months or so. Got carded my first fight at 11. And then where I was always big, I never had a lot of fights. I was always sparring older boys and bigger boys. And it must have just brought me on because then by the age of 12, I was national champion. Then 13, then I won the Europeans when I was 14. Um, I boxed the Europeans. I boxed twice and won a gold medal. Like in the final was 6 days after I lost my dad, who was my biggest inspiration. So at 14 years old, I lost my dad on a Sunday. I boxed in the semi-finals on a Thursday and then a final on a Saturday. Um, which to this like fighting Mike Hunter was one of the best things that ever could happen. But my biggest accomplishment in boxing is winning the gold medal for my dad in the Europeans as a 14-year-old boy. Um, nothing will ever compare to that. I don't think, to be fair. Um, and from there, yeah, just went on, mate. But then obviously as I got older, things happened, and yeah, so my career took a bit of a funny sort of like path along the way, really. But I've always had that amateur pedigree and stuff. How my dad trained me as a kid is the only reason. Listen, part of that is why I am because of the how he installed stuff into me. I explained on a podcast before, like you couldn't do that to a kid now because it'd be like child abuse. I did say that, but and it's true. It is really true, honestly. The things he had me doing and the way he used to speak to me and the way he used to put me down on whatever way it is, it worked, and I'm forever grateful. And look, I wouldn't change anything. Even sometimes he upset me and I hated him. I used to cry and I used to want to not do it no more. Everything he done made me the man I am today and got me off that floor on Friday night.
God bless him and God bless you. And Eli, I want to talk about that there in your 9 professional fights, and all being the Michael Hunter defeat, so top, or sum it up in your 10 professional fights, 9-0 undefeated, and you go to Michael Hunter. Do you believe you were ready, or do you believe, as you said, you go from the conference to, let's say, a Champions League final, if not a Champions League knockout stage? And yeah,
Oh no, mate, I believe. Look, so sometimes it's all about opportunities, and some people don't take the opportunity. I took it with both hands and I give it my all. I fighting how I've been fighting and that stuff. I've just never had the opportunity. Will Story give me the opportunity, and I'm forever grateful. And I believe, I just hope everyone else see it, that I've proved I can mix it at the elite level.
and you believe this has now put your name in the top mix beyond small hall level. Any Queensbury, any matchroom promoter, you're there now.
Yeah, yeah. Listen. It's like next year. Look, I'm even looking at going abroad and fighting all the top fighters abroad. Whatever I can do to get on these big shows, you know what I mean? I'm happy to fight anyone. And listen, all the people have to do. Anyone knows me, ring me. Say, do you listen? We haven't got to talk through people. Get hold of me direct. No one speaks for me. I speak for myself. If I want to fight with someone, I'm fighting them. I'll never say, oh, well, I've seen interviews of people say, oh, my team don't want me to take that fight. Yeah, ring me direct. Boom, on the phone. I'll answer all questions. I'll talk to my team afterwards. That's what they're there for. But if I say I want this fight, I'm fighting. Simple as that.
And last few questions before I let you go. So you mentioned football. Who's your team? What team do you support?
Liverpool, mate. Liverpool, we're having a dreadful season. I don't know what to talk about. That's one thing I don't want to talk about.
I'm a West Ham fan, so
Yeah.
yeah, we're even worse than you. So yeah, when would you love to sell out Anfield?
Oh, mate. I'm not. I mean, I'm not a local lad to them, am I? But that'd be good. Do you know what? My local team that are doing well, Peterborough United. I do
Yeah,
support Peterborough United, and I've played for them as a kid as well. I'd love that, mate. If I could get to a certain stage where I could get a fight on Peterborough United Football Club on the pitch, that'd be brilliant. Like I said, I was there at 7 years old till I was 10 years old. I spent 3 years at the academy. Um, I know a few people still involved there, so it's not a million miles away, mate. As long as it was the right fight that generate the income for the show and for the right promoter, why not?
and I believe you can do it, and I want you to do it. I don't want you, like I said, no disregard. It's still selling out your stadium, but I don't want you to just do a pocket in the middle or a pocket on the side. I want you to do the whole ground, and that will be the
Yeah, mate,
full
that'd be
end
brilliant.
story.
Mate, that'd be brilliant, honestly. Well, listen, we're talking about doing one in Kings Lynn Football Club, down the road. Someone else. That's more for like it's a bigger venue and stuff. Because the struggle was, like, I live in a small town in Wisbech, and it's not very big venues. Wisbech Town Football Club would be good again, but yeah, there's a fighter in Kings Lynn, and he wants to do a show there, possibly. So yeah, listen, I can sell tickets. My people will travel, so Kings Lynn's about 20 minutes away, so that's good for me. I don't mind where I fight, mate. Just
And last few questions, I'll let you go again. So, uh, either take it as quick fire or break it down. What's your favorite film of all time? What's your favorite TV series of all time? What's your favorite song slash music artist?
oh, oh, that's a good question. I like a bit of Tupac and Biggie for the music. Do you know what? I listen to all music because sometimes I can listen to some sad emotional music. Depends what mood I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, favorite film, I'd say Deja Vu, Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of my favorite films. Or Leonardo DiCaprio, Wolf of Wall Street.
That has to be the one. That's
Yeah.
legendary, iconic movie. And so, if Eli Frankham, I was to bump into you in the road or in your hometown or just on the street, boxing aside, who are you as an individual, and what would I expect if I was to meet you outside of boxing?
Mate, I'm just like an all runny people. So it's like this is obviously I sell the tickets. I'm I don't think I've ever had other than school probably. I don't have fights outside. I don't argue with anyone. I don't fall out with anyone. Do you know what I mean? People can approach me like I mean I don't go on and sound like I'm being big headed, but I just everyone around here they know. Look, my dad had a bit of a bad name and stuff, and the biggest compliment I can take from it. My dad did torture a lot of people, and do you know what I mean? He wasn't always the nicest person, but I'll always be Eli Frankham's son. My dad was called Eli, so I'll always be Eli Frankham's son. But so, the biggest compliment I get, and it's sometimes a bit of a backhanded compliment, but is you're actually all right. Like you're all right actually when you get to know you. So could people always have this? They already have this idea of what you are. Do you know what I mean? Until they get to know you, then they think, do you know what? Eli's actually all right. Like, boom. So I was carrying myself. That's how my mum brought me up. Um, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is. It's just I'm a nice person, mate. Anyone can approach me, kids, adults, anyone wants to talk, chat, whatever, help with training, anything, nutrition, talk about whatever they want to talk about, football, golf, swimming. I don't know. I don't swim, but anything, I'll do it.
I love that. And last boxing question: if you could sell out an arena, which arena would you love to sell out and fight a past or present? Who do you want to fight?
Oh, I'd say Wembley because of the capacity and because of obviously it's now become the place to box. And let's go because he's the best in the world. Let's go. Well, listen, I'm a big, massive Tyson Fury fan, so I wouldn't even want to fight Tyson Fury. I've got so much respect for him. I wouldn't even want to fight him, but let's go Alexander Usyk.
Love that. And do you have a prediction for Jake Paul versus AJ? And do you have an opinion on that fight?
Look, I've never been an AJ fan, and this is no disrespect for Anthony Joshua. I've just never been an AJ fan. Maybe because I've been biased and always been a Tyson Fury fan. And there's always been that um, thing there with them too. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, he was Matchroom's poster boy, and he done very well for boxing. He actually brought boxing back into Britain and back on the map. To be fair to him, and he's very marketable. Um, but I've never been his greatest fan. Uh, when this fight got made, everyone was slating him, and I actually said, "Put yourself in Anthony Joshua's shoes. If you can go and have 50 million for beating up someone that you know you can, why would you not?" It's not like he's just getting a little handful of cash. He's getting serious, serious money. So one, I don't blame Anthony Joshua for taking the fight. Two, if it goes past a round, I'll be very shocked. I don't think I can't see it going past the round. If Anthony Joshua should stop him in the first right hand he lands, I think.
And penultimate question, just so I let you go. You kind of answered this earlier. What's your one motivational message to the world for fans to block out the outside noise, block out the negativity, block out the haters, and follow and pursue their dreams?
Just look, we've all got different things. So whether it's a loved one, whether it's like I've got two kids, yeah. So everything I do is for them, so that they motivate me every day because sometimes it's the hardest and loneliest place in the world to be, just being in zone for a fight. Um, and my dad, do you know what I mean? And even my mum, do you know what I mean? I can't forget. I'd leave her out a little bit because it's easy to use my dad as a motivation because he's not here. But my mum's she's a rock and she's a soldier, and without her and my partner and just yeah, just everyone in general, just like and just knowing where I've come from, it's just all up there. So other people have got different versions of that, but find something that you love and you care about and it means the most to you that'll always drive you forward and give you the motivation you need.
And last question before I let you go, what's your message to everyone that came out to support last Friday, everyone that supports you from Instagram, from home, and obviously online? And then when can they next expect to see you out? And what's your message to your fans?
Yeah, thank you so much. Listen, I didn't. They couldn't hear when I thanked them the other day because it only went out to the pay per view. But my fans, honestly, for small hall like fighter like myself, I get like I'm always selling out loads of tickets, and they're the best fans. They travelled like people need to remember that I don't actually live in London, so a lot of my fans travelled 3 hours for that fight, 2.5 hours, and I'm so grateful because they're all asking already when's the next one and that. And I spoke to William Story earlier today. The next show's planned for February 28th. I don't know where, when, and what's happening. Obviously, I've got to recover with this knee injury first because this isn't fully healed. But this shouldn't be an issue for the fight anyway. That's not a big deal. The only issue it's giving me at the minute is I train for my mental state as well as I do for my physical state. So I haven't done anything for 7 days. So my only vent is to train, and I've been a bit up and down over the fight. So I'd be in the gym now, like sort of I'd love to do nothing to been smashing the bag and doing some running and stuff. But I'm a professional, so I've got to be smart and get some rehab on the knee and see where this goes for the next 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah, hopefully February the 28th, back in action, a good hard fight, get me back to where I need to be.
God bless Eli Frankham. Thank you.